The following presentation is about California during the historical period of Period 4, the years of 1800 to 1848. The slides themselves were crafted by Sarah Siegel, Ethan Francisco, Megan Enos, Grace Westbrook, Katie Burns, Ely Swanson, and Eliana Miramontes. The image presented details of the technological advancements that were being made within California and surrounding areas as a result of the influx of population into the West. Here details of a ship known as the Clipper, which would make transportation much easier and more comfortable to get in and out of the new areas that were used as shipping ports, such as San Francisco. The Mexican-American War was a pivotal part of California's early history. Between the years of 1846 and 1848, Mexico and the United States fought over land, a transforming war that changed the literal shape of the United States and Mexico. Mexico lost nearly half of its territory, all the way from current-day Texas to California. The Mexican-American War was over after the signing of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. This treaty granted 500,000 square miles or more of Mexico's land to the United States. One of the earliest influential settlements within California of the time was San Francisco. In the year of 1846, San Francisco was known as a tiny village of Yerba Buena. Additionally, in 1846, a fleet containing 246 Mormon settlers arrived within Yerba Buena. John Marshall also discovered gold in Sutter's Mill, thus beginning California's famous gold rush. As people rushed to California to mine the gold, many people came through San Francisco and the port on ships. Thus, the population of San Francisco boomed. By 1846, nearly the entire male population of San Francisco had gone out to search for the gold. The earliest important locations within California was Monterey. In the year of 1818, in an effort to destroy Spain's presence within California, Hipólito Bucard attacked Monterey. In the year 1822, California pledged allegiance to the Mexican government, after learning they had won their war for independence. Monterey became California's port for international trade after that. During the decades of the 1830s, under Mexican authority, many land grants were made to private citizens, and Monterey received its Pueblo grant of 30,000 acres. Continue on with the topic of Monterey. In July of 1846, during the Mexican-American War, Commodore John Drake Sloat and his Pacific Squadron arrived in Monterey Bay, claiming California for the United States. Additionally, in the year of 1848, Walter Colton was appointed to serve as Monterey's first American accolade, which is also known as the mayor and the judge. One of his first accomplishments was the design of the construction of Colton Hall. This is the first public building constructed under the United States within the future state of California. Additional form of notable settlement within California is something known as a boomtown. Three notable boomtowns are Sonoma, Sutter's Mill, and Columbia. Sonoma, originally a Mexican outpost run by Mexican General Mariano Vallejo, who was in favor of California's secession. After capture of Sonoma, William Ide and Ezekiel Merritt proceeded to declare California's independence from Mexico. Sutter's Mill. This is where gold was originally discovered in 1848, thus beginning the California Gold Rush. This brought approximately 300,000 people to California. The final boomtown is Columbia. Columbia is a mining town. Additionally, after this slide will be a video documenting our own experiences to Columbia.
Today we're in Columbia, which is a boomtown that was created during the gold rush in the 1800s.
The discovery of gold in the California foothills in places such as Columbia brought an influx of population to use contraptions such as this to obtain gold and other valuable gems.
Gold was searched for in rivers and streams, and although a lot of people came to California in search of gold, most of them were not successful.
Pans similar to the one being used shifted through soil from rivers and streams. The gold was weighted down at the bottom and could be picked out.
Got one.
Wow.
Got some gems. Right.
Columbia was established as a boomtown in the foothills of California in 1848. The Tuolumne County Water Company formed in 1851. Their goal was to provide a steady water supply so that miners could mine for gold. When miners became angry at the Tuolumne County Water Company for high prices, they formed their own water company, and they built their own flumes, ditches, and reservoirs. When they finished in 1858, the miners had a 60-mile river that ended at Columbia. It was described by San Francisco newspapers as the most stupendous work of the kind.
The discovery of gold led to the creation of transportation systems, such as Wells Fargo. Because the price of gold was so low, Wells Fargo would buy it from the miners and sell it on the east for a profit, which is where they got the start as a bank.
Because of the shipment of gold, it was very easy for highway robbers and such to hijack the coaches and steal all of the riches that were transported on.
Increased population caused by the gold rush caused an increase in transportation services, such as the pony. Due to the ease of transportation, many families were reunited in the 1850s. Obviously, with how many people came here in Colombia to search for gold, the Native American populations were displaced and often taken advantage of. Also, the mission system in California took advantage of the Native Americans as they were trying to convert them to Christians.
People came from their country searching for gold along with the other 49ers, but they were quickly drowned out in the competition for gold and were kind of secluded. There's definite segregation in Colombia, and the Chinese were confined to 2 square blocks.
Here is an example of what a Chinese merchant's shop may have looked like during the time period in Colombia.
Basic dental procedures were extremely more dangerous than they are in modern times because of the lack of proper dental tools and anesthesia. The only anesthesia that they had at the time was alcohol, which made every operation extremely painful.
This is the jail. It's very small, probably only about 6 feet tall, and there is a hole in the wall where someone tried to escape. They have little areas sectioned off with a bed and some bed sheets on it, and there's nothing else really in the room. It's barred off, and this one's dark. Like, there's only a chair against the wall. There's really nothing in these. The schoolhouse is made of brick and very small. There's only really one main classroom that has all the desks. Everybody in school would come and be divided by your intelligence level. The second floor had all the higher level classes. There's a piano to learn music, and they only had one burner.
So these are the outhouses that the school children had to use back in the day. They're outside and there's basically no privacy, and they are very run down.
These are a few examples of carts used during historic Columbia. There are many different types.
Example of a hearse that was used to display the recently deceased in their coffin and honor them in their
Sutter's Fort was a settlement built by John Sutter in 1839. It was an agricultural and trade colony in the Mexican Alta California province. It is famous for its association with the gold rush in 1849. It served as a way station for the California Trail and the Siskiyou Trail. The fort was abandoned after gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill. Here is an image of what a mining settlement may have looked like during this period. Another aspect of early California was Native Americans and the missions that they were forced into. Before Spanish missionaries came into California, natives lived in close-knit and diverse communities, living off of the land. In the late 1700s, Spanish missionaries began to spread up the state, forcing the natives onto missions. The natives experienced tight control by missionaries, and were also expected to perform labor. Junipero Serra was one of the missionary leaders. There are 21 missions existing in California today. This greatly impacts the culture of our state even today. The Bear Flag Revolt is an important event in early California history of Period 4. It occurred in July 1846. Settlers in California declared their independence from the Mexican government. A group of over 30 soldiers attacked the Mexican outpost of Sonoma. Shortly after independence, U.S. military began to occupy California. In 1846, John C. Fremont arrived at Sutter's Fort with small corps of soldiers. Continuity and change. From 1800 to 1848, California life changed and developed quite a bit. California seceded from Mexico and had a short-term independence away from the United States. They did join the Union later, becoming a state in 1850. The discovery of gold had a major impact, leading to rapid growth in population and due to the rush of settlers. Native Americans' lives were changed permanently when they were displaced and also converted to Catholicism by missionaries. Overall, California went through a lot of changes during this time period and did not continue the old way of life.